Hello, guys. Welcome to today's live stream. This is Arun. So, gold, as you can see, we are again in a wave 4, just like we were yesterday. Yesterday, also, similar price action happened over here, exactly in the New York session. You can see that market was sideways over here, creating a triangle pattern like this. And after that, there was a news which came, which obviously was bearish for gold. It dropped, took out this low, and then market recovered, which was expected. And if you see the price action in gold and the timing in gold, how market is moving, you will find that there is a pattern in the gold market currently, which is very clear about indicating that somebody is buying gold after the New York session every single day, or you can say towards the end of the New York session. If you look at this rally over here, and this happened during the closing hours of New York session on 28th January. If you look at this one, here also you will see once again it happened towards the closing of the New York session. So somebody is buying towards the, you can say, New York lunch session, and they're buying heavily. They're buying really heavily. If we go to the daily, you will see that yesterday's candle itself opened around 5,180 and closed at 5,419. That's more than $200 just in one single day, right? So it's huge what's going on in gold right now. People, these are not retails, obviously. When I say people, I mean possibly reserve banks, central banks around the world, or some big institutions or hedge funds. I don't know who exactly is buying, but obviously they are the guys who move the market. And if gold is moving like this, then obviously it's their money who is over here. And also it's possible that China is also focused on gold right now. So we don't know who's exactly buying gold, but we see there are some patterns in gold market right now, which is telling us that there has been heavy buying since last week. And specifically, I was watching the market that this kind of expansion came just at the closing hours of the market every single day. So now let's talk about the structure over here, which according to elite wave theory is a very bullish structure. Obviously, market is still giving us extensions, right? If you look at the structure, we can see multiple extensions being created, and gold is still highly extended and still showing multiple extensions inside the higher time frame waves. So this is a good sign of buying. This is a good sign that the momentum is towards buying, and we can also look for buying opportunities. And looking at the structure, it's very clear that once again we are inside a 5-wave pattern where we have got wave 1, wave 2. This thing is the wave 3. This was a wave 4 which played out yesterday, and now we are in the wave 5, which is extended. And in this wave 5, we have already got once again wave 1, 2, wave 3, and this is once again a triangle wave 4. And once this breaks out, we will see wave 5, right? And that's what we're trying to catch in gold right now. So we can see we've got very clean and clear triangle structure over here. We have got two trend lines, one to the downside, one to the upside. The downside trend line has already been tested 3 times. Over here you can see once, twice, thrice. And the upper trend line has been tested 2 times. And also gold is very nicely pushing to the upside, trying to create some new break-off structures. So clearly gold is bullish, no doubt about that. And we also want to look for buying opportunities. So according to the elite wave theory, as I can see over here, that market has created some liquidities, and as you know, fourth wave is nothing but play of liquidities. In that case, there is a high chance that gold can once again drop after testing this upper trend line, it can drop and it can take out this low, which is the nearest liquidity, and below that what have we got? We have got a POI. So it's very much possible that what we will see is a push to the upside now, and gold will get rejected from this zone. It will drop, take out this liquidity, tap into this demand zone, and from here it will once again push to the upside to break out for the wave 5. And once again, if you look at the timing, it's the exact timing how gold played out yesterday, right? In the New York session, gold was within this range, creating the triangle pattern, which exactly was the price action of yesterday. And towards the end of New York session, or you can say after FOMC commenced, you can see that market broke out. So similar kind of price action can be seen over here as well. Once market breaks this, there will be a pullback and then market will go. Okay, so this is how the structure looks like in gold. And also looking at the momentum, somebody was asking what can be our next target in gold. So gold has given us multiple extensions, in which case there is no fixed target for gold, but looking at how this is playing out, the hyper extensions that we are getting right now in each and every single leg of the move, it's very much possible that gold can very easily go for the next big psychological level of $6,000. Our nearest psychological level was $5,500, which has already been taken. So the next will be at $6,000. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for in gold currently. And also the volume is really good, as you can see here. Also, when market pushed to the upside, created this leg, we had volume coming up, big volume coming up. Yesterday also after FOMC, when market pushed, we had big volume coming up, and today also once market breaks out of this triangle, you will see big volume coming up. And when you see that, you can expect that gold can easily, very easily give another rally of $100. Okay, and you can also catch that setup as well if you can read the market structure, the wave count. So that's what we're looking for in gold. Gold is still heavily bullish, and this is a triangle pattern which we are looking at. So there is a chance that market will take out this low, like I said, and then gold can once again push to the upside. Then this will be a valid triangle pattern. But if market drops, takes out this low and closes below it, in that case we can also consider that this is not a triangle, but this is going to be a zigzag corrective pattern, where this is wave A, this is wave B, and this whole thing is wave C. And inside this wave C, again we will see three waves, where this is wave A, wave B, where this took out the liquidity, and now we see another drop for the wave C, and this will be the wave for completion. And once it is completed, then we will see buyers come in and push gold to the upside. For that, gold is going to take out this low, obviously. Okay, just like we had yesterday over here, similar kind of price action you will see today as well. In that case, it's not going to be a valid triangle anymore. Okay, so I hope that is clear. We are still in the fourth wave, and market is still very much bullish. This is just a fourth wave consolidation, a fourth wave behavior, where market squeezes, market ranges. It creates some kind of a sideways price action in the form of a triangle or a flat correction or a zigzag pattern. But once it is completed, once again gold will push to the upside. Okay, so that's the update in gold. And also, if I give you the Fibonacci levels, I think in 1 hour I have got the levels, or in 15 minutes. Yeah, so here it is. You can see the levels over here. So this is the support zone for the fourth wave according to the Fibonacci, between 38%, between 50% and 23%. So market has already come down and taken out the 38% level, but it has come very close to the 50%, but did not take it. Once again, all of these levels are valid for a fourth wave pullback, so it doesn't have to be again 50% all the time, and 50% is a very deep pullback. For a fourth wave, the standard pullback is the 38% level, which market has already hit. So there is a high chance that the low for this fourth wave is already in, and market might not actually go down all the way to take out this low. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Once again, it's a fourth wave just like we had yesterday. So once again, it's difficult to read what kind of market structure it's going to create, but one thing is for sure, as long as $5,435 hold, gold will seek higher prices. Okay, and once again, today you can expect that market is going to break out of the triangle pattern, or you can say the fourth wave correction, just towards the end of the New York session, like it has been doing from the last 2 days. Here also it did the same thing. Here also it has done the same thing. And today also similar thing can happen. And once again, this kind of massive price action can be seen post New York session, or you can say towards the New York lunch session, and also in the Asian session as well. So that's what we're looking for in gold. Gold is still very much bullish, no doubt about that. Yes, the risk is very high, but the structure is still bullish, and we're still looking for higher prices in gold as long as this fourth wave support levels hold. If it breaks, in that case, obviously we have to understand that some kind of top has formed over here. In that case, we have to redo the wave count and look at the structure once again. But as long as these levels hold, and obviously looking at the structure over here, it's very clear that this is just a consolidation, no doubt about that. If you zoom in, then you will see that these are all just three wave structures. Look at this. This was the wave A, where you have got three wave structure. This was the wave B, where you have got three wave structure. This is again a wave C. We have got three wave structure C. The low has been taken, and from here once again market has become bullish. Okay, so this is a typical triangle pattern, and we have been dealing with triangles all through the New York session since the last 3 days, and this is some kind of typical behavior that gold is playing right now. Anyhow, so we'll just follow the structure and we will look for higher prices in gold. So like I told you, if market takes out this low, which is very much possible, and taps into this demand zone, then from here we can plan a new entry in gold, because we know that gold is seeking higher prices, and our target is obviously going to be at this high. And also once market takes out that high, if you can read the wave count, like over here, you see this was the high, right? So once this high was taken, if you can read the wave count of this structure over here, then here you could have taken an entry. This was the wave 1, wave 2 pullback, because it took out this low, and then market went up and broke structure once again. So you could have bought from here and just hold the trade and let gold do its thing. In that way you could have very easily got $200 just within, I don't know, within 5, 6 or 7, 8 hours, something like that. You could have got $200 of move worth in gold. So this kind of price action can be seen today as well. Once market breaks above this high, this one, and you see a pullback taking out an internal low over here, something like this, and then market pushes higher, breaks above this one, you can look for an entry over here and expect that this fifth wave is playing out, but this one is also going to be an extended structure, just like we have got over here or over here as well. And here also you can just hold the trade and let gold do its thing, and very easily gold can go to 5,700, 5,800 and so on. But yes, it's not going to be the case forever, but as long as gold is following this typical price action, you can follow this pathway and you can catch this kind of massive move. Even with a 0.01, 0.02 lot, you can really catch huge move in gold if you can just understand how gold is moving right now, its behavior, right? So similar thing can be done over here as well. Today also, once market breaks out of this triangle towards the end of the New York session, and like I told you, you see this kind of wave 1 2 setup and then a breakout above the high of the wave 1, you can look for new entries in gold and just hold this trade and let it run throughout the post New York session and also the following Asian session for tomorrow. So as you can see guys, gold is coming down to our POI and this is equal low which is being created, so gold should take it very soon, tap into this zone, and from here if we see a good reaction then we can look for an entry. But it's also possible, looking at the structure, that this can be a zigzag pattern where this is the wave A, this is the wave B, and right now we're creating the wave C to the downside, where we have got this move as wave A, this is wave B over here, and we will see another drop to the downside for the wave C. So this is again a 3-wave move to the downside, and this will be our wave C, and once it is completed the 4th wave will be done, and in this case the low of the wave A should be taken and market should close back once again, just like it did yesterday over here. You can see we have got a wave A, then we had 3-wave move wave B, then the news came, drop took out this low which was the wave C, and then market reversed. So similar kind of price action can be expected over here as well. Gold is not bearish, okay, don't think that gold has become bearish just because you see gold is struggling over here. This is not a struggle, this is a consolidation after a massive move, right? You can see that gold moved 6% just within one night. I mean, for me it's night, for you it might be day, but doesn't really matter. Within one single session between New York and Asian session, market moved this much, right? So this tells us that after a strong move to the upside, there will be consolidation. Market is not just going to keep pushing in one direction 24 hours, right? So market will move like this, it will consolidate, then once again it will break out, right? Similar kind of price action can be seen over here as well. Market moves, gives us a massive move, then what does it do? It consolidates. Once consolidation is over, then it pushes higher, and this is basic price action. I'm not even talking about the wave count and the market structure, or I'm not even bringing the elite wave and those kind of stuffs. This is basic price action. Those who know how market moves, so who have studied basic price action, you should be able to follow what I'm talking about. Similarly here also you can see we have got a massive move. After that what? After that we have got a consolidation. Once consolidation is over, market once again begins its rally. Here also you can see we have got massive move, then market consolidates. Once consolidation is over, then market once again begins the next rally. And this happens in all kinds of market. I'm not talking about only gold. Any kind of market you take, you will see the same thing happening again and again. Here also you see a massive move, then market consolidates. These are all 4th waves, by the way, or most of them are 4th waves. Anyhow, so we don't want to talk about all of that right now. So let's just focus on the current price action. So you can see that gold has taken out this low, and I've already told you that this is a 4th wave according to the elite wave structure. Elite wave actually tells us what market is doing, what kind of structure it is creating, right? Because without elite wave you wouldn't know where market would go once it breaks above a high. You wouldn't have any target. So elite wave helps you to find out those levels with the help of Fibonacci tools. So here also you can see we have got a structure which is a triangle pattern, and we have got this lower trend line which is still being respected, and it has already been tested 4 times, right? And here if we see, then a micro liquidity has already been taken and market is already showing some reaction. Now what is this? Once again, this is a consolidation. This is not bearishness. This is not that market is going to reverse from here. No, nothing like that is happening. This is just a sideways consolidation or a triangle in terms of elite wave, or if you have studied patterns you should know that this is a triangle pattern. So how do we trade this triangle? Well, it's very simple. Yesterday also there was a pattern over here. which was also once again a fourth wave, and this is once again a fourth wave as well. So the methodology to trade these patterns are very simple. One thing is you can wait for the breakout of the upper trend line, something like this. Once it breaks and retests, then you can look for an entry and you can trade the expansion, something like that. Okay, you can enter over here. Once it retests this trend line, stop loss will go just below the hammer candle or bullish engulfing, whatever will be your confirmation. And yeah, according to the structure, with the help of Fibonacci, you can find your targets. Okay, so this is one way of trading this kind of triangle patterns. Another way is if you understand the market structure and the liquidity. In that case also Elliott wave helps here, because you know that this is a 5-wave structure inside a triangle pattern. So we have got wave A, wave B, this possibly is wave C, and right now we are possibly in the wave D, and another push from here is possible, something like this. And then one more drop can be possible to take out this low as well, which will be our wave E, which will take out most of the buyers, and that will give huge amount of liquidity to the market, so that now market can directly push to the upside. So next move will be a breakout, right? So this is how we can trade triangle based on Elliott wave theory, and also if we understand the liquidity and structure of how the Elliott wave is created. I mean how the triangle is created according to the Elliott wave theory. So based on that, we have got A, B, C, and like I told you, this can be our wave D, and it's possible that this is under formation. So we can see another push to the upside and a rejection from this upside trend line, and then another drop to the downside, and then we can look for an entry, and that is why I have drawn this entry from this demand zone. Now two things can happen. Either this low will act as a liquidity now if market pushes higher from here, then once it drops, this is going to act as a liquidity, and this will be our POI from which we will take our entry. This is one possibility. Second possibility can be just like yesterday we had a news, remember, and it was around, right now it's 8:24, which is IST, and I think yesterday the news came around 8:39 p.m, something like that. So I think 15 minutes you can say, if I just round it off to 8:40. So if we see some kind of statements, now this is completely random by the way, looking at yesterday. So if we see some kind of statement which has been given, which can create some volatility in the market, in that case market will, now this is also another possibility which happened yesterday by the way, market will sweep this low, and market can also sweep this low out, which happened yesterday. So if you look at yesterday's price action, then this was also a very clean and clear triangle pattern initially, right? We have got 3 touch points. We have also got this upper trend line which was being respected over here and also over here as well, and after that market tried to break out, but then the news came all the way down, took out this low and also the last low. So similar kind of price action can be expected here again, because this is how triangles move. Triangle is a game of liquidity. You have to understand, in both the directions liquidities will be taken and the price action will get squeezed like this. The buyers and sellers both are trying to fight, but market is not going anywhere. This is an indecisive market price action, and once market is ready to break out, you will see that the big volume will come in the market, and you will see market give back to back green candles and break this with a very strong momentum. This is how triangles work. Okay, so similar kind of move can be expected over here as well. If we see some kind of news come out in the next 15 minutes, then once again market can very quickly drop downside, take out this low and also take out this low. So we are not taking any kind of aggressive entry. We are still waiting for a liquidity to get taken to take our entry, to trigger our entry, right? Just like it happened yesterday, market took out this low, and when I was explaining all those things, some of the members took their entries very cleverly, which is a very good thing, and they held all the way to the upside. So similar kind of price action can be seen over here as well. Once market takes out this low, if it does till now, the trend line is being supported and it is being respected, so it's possible that this trend line does not break. There will be a wick to the downside and market will push up. But like I said, if there is some kind of news that triggers a downside move, in that case this low can also be taken. So once it is taken and we see 1 minute or 5 minute closing above this level, once again we can look for an entry, and we'll put our stop loss just below that single candle which will sweep the low. And according to the structure, our initial target will be at this high, because we know that this is the fourth wave completion and now the fifth wave should begin. And once this high is taken, we can also hold some partials and just let gold run, because we know that towards the end of New York session, this is how gold moves. This is how gold moves, right? And both these moves came towards the end of New York session in the last 2 days. So somebody is heavily buying gold at this duration. I don't know who is buying, but someone is definitely buying gold heavily, and this is huge price action created just within a single night. So that means that huge amount of money is flowing into gold right now. So this is the plan in gold. I hope it is clear. We are still waiting for a liquidity to get swept, and once it is done, then we will be looking for an entry in gold. Okay guys, so I hope it is clear what we are looking at. The market structure is still bullish, and this is nothing but a triangle pattern, just like we had yesterday over here. And this was not a triangle, by the way, this was a zigzag pattern, but anyhow this is a triangle pattern. So once market breaks out of this, we can look for an entry. So like I said, there are two ways. Either you can look for an entry once market breaks out of this high. So this is a safer entry, much safer entry. On breakout and retest, those who trade breakouts, for them you can trade like this. But as we are a late wave trader and also we understand liquidity and the market structure, so for us we will wait for a liquidity sweep, and once it is taken, then we will look for an entry in gold. Okay, so I hope it is clear what we're looking at, what the structure is, and what is our bias in gold for today. Also, if I talk about the higher time frame, the 4-hour also gold is bullish, no doubt about that. We have this massive candle, and since then these are all inside bar candles which are being created. If you look at the daily, then daily is also very much bullish. So if today's candle closes green, then tomorrow also gold can push to the upside further, and it will be a bullish day for us once again, because we know that the microstructure is also indicating that gold is still bullish, and this is just a fourth wave, after which another high should come in gold. And when is this idea going to get, you can say, invalid? So for that gold has to break below the fourth wave support. Now since this is the elite wave theory, or you can say elite wave study or elite wave analysis, we have to use the Fibonacci and find out the targets for the fourth wave. So the target is between 5,435 and 5,525. So 5,525 has already been taken. Also 5,475 has already been taken. So it's possible that if gold drives further to the downside, take out this low, it can tap into the 50% level, and from here it can reverse. But if market breaks below this low and closes below this low, then obviously 1 hour is not going to be bearish. 1 hour is going to be bearish only when it breaks below this low. Then this will be a market structure shift. But till then, according to the Fibonacci, one more high should be seen for the fifth wave, and even for that 5,435 should not be broken. Okay, because this is what the elite wave tells us. This should be a 5-wave move where everything is looking very good. We have got wave 1, 2, a strong expansive wave 3, then we have got a wave 4 retracement over here, and then we should see wave 5. And as I can see, there is some kind of gap down opening in gold. I don't know if there is any news or anything like that. Once again, we have to check. Okay, so this is the US factory orders, but I don't see anything. I think there is some other news which, yes, so gold is dropping very nicely, very fast, which is indicating that the fourth wave is playing out just like it did yesterday. And in that case, like I have told you, either it needs to reclaim this high back once again, thus this will be our entry, or it needs to come down and take out this low and close back, and that can be our entry. So either way, we are looking for buying opportunities. Now we need to see whether we get a reclamation of this liquidity sweep or not. Okay, so that means that this is not a triangle pattern, which is fine. In that case, now we'll be focusing on the candle closing. If it reclaims back, in that case, we can look for a direct entry from here. But if not, then we'll focus on this low. Like I told you, this can also play out in the form of a zigzag, where this will be the wave A, this will be the wave B, consisting of 3 waves, and this will be the wave C. And once it is completed, gold can push to the upside. So let's see if we get an entry from here or not. Let's see. Okay, so gold has taken out this low. Let's say now if we get a reclamation, if we do, then we will make an entry. Okay, so seems like gold is making a reclamation. So if you want to make an entry, you can make an entry. Seems like gold is climbing back once again after taking out the low. So if it closes back again, even in 1 minute, you can take an entry directly. Okay, now this is going to be aggressive obviously, but we have to take this entry because that's how we will get an entry over here. So I have already made an entry. If you want to make an entry, you can already make an entry. Stop loss will be just below this low, and now we want to go to this high. Okay, so let's see how this trade plays out. I think it should be a good entry, and I hope that you have caught this entry. It's moving very nicely. Amazing. I've already caught 150 pips, which is amazing. This is the reason I come live, guys, so that I can give you this kind of trades, because when I give this kind of trades in member area, this kind of trade, when they see that the trade, that takes a lot of time, and by then the market has already moved, right? So this is the reason that you have to take this trade in live. You have to be prepared for this kind of setups. You cannot just give a signal and people cannot execute instantly. So you have to be ready for that. So gold is pushing very nicely, and I'll be holding this trade all the way to the upside, all the way. And I hope that you have also taken this trade. Let's see how this trade plays out. If it plays out well and our elite wave analysis is correct, in that case you can expect a complete reversal in gold, just like we had over here as well, right? The low was taken and that market completely reversed. So you can expect similar kind of price action. Okay, so let me know if you have made your entries or not. I've already made my entry and gold has once again come down. You can still take your entry. I think gold is still giving you chance to enter. So if you haven't made your entry yet, you can still take your entry. Stop loss is just at the last low. We don't want to keep a big stop loss. It's just at the last low. some reason this broker is not showing the 1 minute chart. Here actually it came down and took out the low, so I have taken a loss over here. I think it can once again reclaim back. So if it once again reclaims back, we can once again look for an entry over here. So let's see if it does. Because this is a fourth wave, and as long as, like I told you, it respects the 50% level, it's still bullish. So it has tapped the 50%, and now if it reclaims back, we can once again look for an entry, guys. Okay, let the bulls come in and print a strong green candle in 1 minute, then we can look for an entry. Okay, so right now gold is showing some weakness. This candle need to close below 50%, only then this will be a valid failure of the fourth wave, right? But if it closes back up again, if it's just a week and closes back up, in that case the fourth wave will still be valid. Okay guys, so keep that in mind. Okay, so 1 minute and 5 minute, they're not really showing right now. I don't know. Let's look at this broker. Okay, till now it seems like a very strong candle, and the volume has also come in the market. So let's see how it closes. Why is the 5 minute and the 1 minute not showing? Guys, if it reclaims back and closes above, then this will be just a drop in the sweep, okay, nothing more. So keep that in mind. Okay, seems like gold is currently very bearish and it is constantly dropping. It's not even registered over here, but it's constantly dropping right now. Okay, but the structure in 1 hour is still bullish. Okay, the structure is still bullish, and according to the structure, if I don't focus on this one, let's focus on this broker. According to the structure, this is a 1 hour POI, by the way, right? And this is the last low. So as long as gold does not break below this low, the structure is still bullish. Okay, so keep that in mind. So this is the 1 hour POI, and this is also a 4 hour POI, I think. Yes, it's also a 4 hour POI. Okay, so let's see, according to the structure, do we get any entry or not? Let's see. Okay, let's focus on this order block. Let's see. Okay, so gold has tapped this order block. Let's see if this is the top in gold that we're waiting for, or this is just to take out weak hands, which is also possible, just like we had over here, right? Over here as well. So similar kind of thing can happen here also. We had this. So let's see whether gold is able to sustain this level or not. If it is, then we can look for an entry from here all the way up to the last high. Let's see whether we get any kind of confirmation or not. Till 1 hour becomes bearish, I'm not interested to look for any entry. I mean, any sell entry. Okay, so this low needs to get broken, which is at 5236. If this is broken, then surely you can expect that we've got a high and gold is starting to drop. Okay, so let's see if we get some reaction that we can look for an entry from here. Else, if it just continues to drop, takes out this low, then surely we have got some kind of top in gold. Whether it's a major top or not, we cannot say, but some kind of top is in. In silver also, there is a good candle over here, and I can see that silver is testing this zone. So from here, silver can also show recovery, and in that case, this will be acting as a liquidity. So let's see what gold does now, whether gold is able to recover from this drop or not. Seems like yes, the bulls are coming in. So let's see what we get. These are massive candles. Just look at this one single 1 minute candle. The opening was at 5295 and the closing at 5342. So $50 candle in 1 minute. So huge candle. So good profit taking has happened in gold, and now this is the zone from which gold should recover if it wants to continue this uptrend according to the structure. So let's see if that happens or not. Seems like we have got a strong inverse handle after a long time, not a handle, inverse hammer candle after a long time in gold, and maybe it is the start of a massive correction. We have got a major top, we don't know. It can also be that we see this kind of correction because in daily there are multiple imbalances, and I've told you multiple times that a good correction can definitely unfold. So we've got multiple imbalances and correction is possible. There is nothing wrong about that. So this low will be the first low to watch. Once this gets broken, then we can focus on the daily POIs. But for now, let's just look at this zone and see what gold does. Silver is also reacting from this zone. Okay. Okay, so seems like gold is showing some bullish reaction over here. Let's see what happens next if we get any kind of confirmation entries. Obviously there is no structure shift that we can take over here as an entry, so we have to look at 3 candle swing patterns for an entry. So let's see if we get that. Okay, so till now there is nothing yet, but seems like the bulls have held this zone and is showing some reaction. So it's possible, guys, that gold can once again recover from the zone. So keep your eyes on this zone. If you see some confirmation from here, you can definitely look for an entry in gold. Okay, so let's see what we get. This low will be the most important. If it is able to break below this and close a candle below this, then this will turn obviously bearish in 1 hour. But in that case, like I said, we have to focus on the daily POIs. In daily, there are multiple POIs, so we'll have to focus on them because the high time frame is still bullish, even though the 1 hour has become bearish. But till now, 1 hour is still bullish. So let's focus on the current price action. Okay, so if this zone holds, gold can recover once again from here. If not, then definitely gold can drop. If we have got a top, then definitely gold can drop. And it makes sense because gold has given us extensive movement in the last couple of days itself and in the last 2 weeks specifically. So it makes sense that gold can drop and give us a good correction, because in the daily there are multiple imbalances. So it completely makes sense that we see a healthy correction in gold. Okay, so this is not valid anymore, and this is not the fourth wave anymore. So we have to recount the wave structure. It's possible that the wave 5 has already topped over here. We have got this as the wave 5. Is very much possible. In that case, we can see that our wave C is already completed. But once again, we have to look at the structure very clearly. Anyhow, let's focus on the 1 hour POI, and seems like gold is trying to break this as well. And the selling pressure is currently quite high. Okay, just fine. Let's focus on the 4 hour. Okay, so in the 4 hour also this is a POI. Okay, and in the daily, okay, in the daily this will be our first POI to look for. Okay, so this will be our POI. In the 4 hour, okay, market is trying to break below this low. Okay, and the 1 hour also, market, it's a very strong red candle. Okay, but we have still 32 minutes left, so we have to see whether the candle actually closes below or not. If it closes, then obviously it will be a market structure shift in 1 hour, because this was the last high, low, and another high, and the low gets broken. So this will be a market structure shift, and in that case we'll focus on the daily POI. Maybe this is the top in gold that we were waiting for, or maybe not. Can't say exactly whether we have got a major top yet or not. Definitely in the 1 hour there was a massive breakdown, but once again you can see the daily POI has been tapped, and you can see the reaction already. Let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour will also be important. If 1 hour closes back up above this low, then this is just going to be a liquidity sweep, and once again market can recover from here. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we have to be very careful and not just become completely bearish right away just because of one single candle. So we have to understand that gold has given us highly extended move in the last couple of days, and it's completely normal if we see a good candle, a good red candle in the 1 hour time frame or even in daily, but that does not make it completely bearish. Okay, so keep that in mind. For a market to become completely bearish, a standard time frame in which we can follow will be, according to me, a 4-hour level. So according to 4-hour, if you look at the structure, then it's still not bearish. According to 4-hour, if it has to be bearish, it has to break below this low. Okay, so according to me, a market to change its trend, if you want to say that a market has completely reversed its trend, it needs to be a 4-hour level, at least a 4-hour breakdown. I'm not even saying daily, because in daily we have to consider this low over here, right, which is too much from current price action, from current level. So in that case, you can also follow the 4-hour level, the 4-hour low. Okay, so till now you can see that gold is respecting this zone, which is the daily POI. You can consider it as daily POI, or like I said, if it closes back up, in that case you can also consider it as a 1-hour liquidity sweep. You can see that buyers came in and buyers are once again pushing gold to the upside. Let's see what's going on in the 1-minute time frame. Okay, so gold is trying to reclaim this zone once again, which is a good sign for buying, but we do not want to be aggressive towards buying right now. We need to wait and look for further confirmations to buy. Till now there is nothing that is telling us to buy. We can see that gold is trying to reclaim this zone. The buyers are trying to bring back this level once again, but it is getting rejected from this level again and again, right? So you have to look at the price action very carefully. So we have to wait basically for this 1-hour candle to close. We still have 28 minutes left. So if this candle closes back up above this low, then this is just going to be a sweep. Okay, in that case, if we see some kind of buying setup over here in the 1 minute or in the 5 minutes, we can look for an entry. Like I told you, I'm not yet completely bearish in gold. This is just one single candle, just like we had over here. So just this one single candle in the daily doesn't make any market completely bearish. Okay, so we have to understand that. If you look at this price action, back-to-back green candles from last Monday, right? So this itself was 21.8, around 22% move in gold just in last 2 weeks, right? So one candle of this caliber, which has only taken out the previous candle, just one single candle, doesn't make a market bearish. Okay, so you have to understand that. This is a good fall. It's a 8% fall, but that's completely fine with a decent pullback. That does not make any market bearish. Okay, so till now gold is still very much in the higher time frame, it's bullish. Yes, in the 1 hour, if we get a closing below this low, then surely it will turn bearish. But till now there is no confirmation that gold has turned bearish, so we have to wait for further price action. So let's see what gold does next, whether it is able to close above this daily POI or not. If not, then definitely we can look for sell entries, but till now there is nothing like that. So in the daily, gold is still very much bullish and we'll be looking for higher prices, but like I said, the risk is high and we have to be cautious. But yes, the structure is still bullish. So in 4 hour, gold taps this zone. So let's see what gold does. In 4 hour, this low should be broken to make it bearish. Okay, till then this can just be to take out weekends and market can recover from here. So you've still got 26 minutes left. Okay, so this is a daily POI. So in that case, we have to focus on 1 hour or 15 minutes. Okay. Silver has given us quite a good amount of drop, but once again, I don't consider silver to have become bearish. If it has to become bearish, then it has to break below this low, which is at $102.5. If it breaks and closes below this low, then surely we can expect that silver has become bearish, because this is a 4-hour low as well. In silver, if we talk about the POIs, and we have got this as our first POI, which will look for an entry which is around $100. So this will be a good psychological level for the bulls to enter and push silver to the upside. Okay, so let's look at gold again. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, this is a nice candle. From 5500 it has come all the way around 5100. It's a good candle, but once again, like I said, it doesn't make gold bearish. This can be just taking out of the weak hands who have bought in FOMO over the last couple of days, or even today, or yeah, from the last week. And I've already told you in my channel that in daily there are multiple imbalances, so a decent pullback can be seen very, very clearly. So this is the daily POI, and below that we've got the daily order block. So this is also another POI in the daily time frame. So let's see if gold is able to respect this level. If it does, then from here also it can reverse. So let's see. I'd also like to look at the weekly. So in the weekly we have got, okay, so we have still got 1 day left for this candle to close, and then in the weekly also we have got some POIs, but we'll come to that later. Let's focus on the daily for now. That's enough. Okay, so in the daily, order block has been tapped. Once again we see some reaction because this is a higher time frame POIs, right? But once again, this candle closing will be very important. We have still got 22 minutes left. If it closes back up all the way above this high, then you can expect that this is just a liquidity sweep and gold can recover from here. So you can you can catch a good setup from here. Once market closes back up, you can go to lower time frame and look for a good setup. Okay, so this candle closing will be very, very important. Make sure you keep your eyes on this one. And for now, gold is still over here. 5 minutes, there is a very good reaction. Okay, very nice. And just look at the candles, guys. These are huge candles, huge candles. Even with a 0.01 lot, you will see massive stop losses if you trade this kind of candles. So you have to be very careful. Okay, very nice and clean tap into the daily POI, and from here very nice reaction as well. So let's see what happens next. If market is able to claim this high which got rejected before, then gold can once again push to the upside. So we need a reclamation of this high and a closing above this low, which is at $5,235. So we want to see 1 hour closing above this high. That's very important. This will be our first indication that this was just a liquidity sweep, because in that case there is no candle closing below this low, right? So this will be our first indication. But for now, There is no such indication. We have to wait. We have got still 20 minutes left for this candle to close. And closing above 5235 is very, very important. The bulls now needs to come back and push gold to the upside, claim this level once again, and give a good closing with a huge wick on the downside. That's very important. Once that happens, then we can consider this as a 1 hour liquidity sweep, and we can go to 1 minute for entry or even 5 minutes. But first of all, we need the closing above the high. That's very, very important. So in 4 hour, we've still got this low intact, which is not taken. And in the daily, this is our order block, by the way, from which market is showing some good reaction. So daily closing will also be important. If it just wicks and closes above, then this will be a good indication that this was just a trap for the sellers. Now everybody is very happy. Those who have been asking to sell gold since the last couple of days, they're really happy right now, and they're expecting gold to become bearish completely, change its trend, and they're very happy about it. Okay, so this can be just a sweep of the candle's low as well, and a reversal. So this can also happen. Those who trade CRT, they should know this has been taken, market rejected and reversed, took out this low, and now tapped into a POI, and from here it can reverse once again. Anyhow, I don't want to go into all of that. I'll just focus on the daily POI, obviously, from which market has shown good reaction, and the 1 hour candle closing. That's very important. Okay, so till now it's completely bearish. We have got a 5-minute closing below this low, and then we have got a retest of this level and rejection, and since then gold is dropping, so the selling pressure is definitely on. So let's wait for further price action, closing of this candle. So we'll have to wait for that. Just to give you a context, guys, the monthly is still very much bullish, and if this candle closes above the previous candle's high, then next month also there will be a very high chance that gold will once again push to the upside. Talking about the weekly is also bullish. As long as market does not break below 4,268, it is still very much bullish. Yes, a test of this fair value gap, it is a very huge imbalance, can be seen, but it's still very much bullish. Okay, just like we had over here, a drop, a test, and from here market pushed higher. So similarly, we can see a test of this zone as well, and from here market can push higher, but it's still very much bullish. If we talk about the daily, then daily is also clearly bullish. We've got multiple candles and we have got this as the low. So as long as this low does not break, it is still very much bullish. Also, if we talk about the 4 hour, then 4 hour is also still very much bullish. We have got this as the major low. Until this low breaks, it is bullish. 1 hour, till now, we do not have any closing. But if this candle closes below this low, then yes, it is going to turn bearish. In that case, we can expect that 1 hour is going to, if it wants to, it can even drop further. And we can focus on the 4 hour low next. And then we can also focus on the next daily imbalances. Okay, and after that the weekly imbalances. So as the market starts to drop and continues the drop and rejects one level of one POI, we can move to a higher time frame POI. Okay, so this is how you can do multi-time frame analysis to read the market structure. Anyhow, so right now gold is still showing good respect to this zone, which is a daily POI. And in the 1 hour, I can see that market is still respecting this level. And here also, the bulls are trying to reclaim the zone back. They're not directly going to the downside. So even if it wants to go to the downside, then it can first of all push higher, tap into one of these POIs, and from here drop. But till now, we cannot say that it has become bearish. We need this candle to close below this low. Only then it will turn bearish. Else, like I said, it can also become bullish once market closes above this high. So let's see what happens. Let's see how market closes this candle, and that will decide what can be the next move in gold. Let's look at silver. So silver is also coming down, taking out this low, and next zone is going to be this one, which will be very important, and from here it can reverse. So we'll focus on this zone. But if it breaks, then definitely silver will also turn bearish, and then we'll have to go to the higher time frame POIs. Okay, the daily, the weekly. In the weekly, we've got multiple imbalances which will focus, and in the monthly, we have got some imbalance which is too far away from where market is right now. So we'll focus on the weekly imbalance. So if we get a major correction, and in the daily, this will be the first zone to watch to look for a new buying opportunity in gold, in silver. Okay, so let's see what's going on in gold, and these were the levels which I shared with you, and you can see market exactly rejected from the last level which was shared, which is at 2.7865555, and from there market gave this rejection, but obviously the microstructure was indicating another high after the triangle pattern, which market obviously failed, and market dropped to the downside. Anyhow, so now we just have to wait, and we have to see how this candle closes and accordingly plan our action. But in the higher time frame, it's still very much bullish, and I'm only interested to look for buying opportunities till the daily becomes bearish. So if the daily becomes bearish, only then I'll be focusing on a bearish market, because in that case you can expect, if the daily becomes bearish, then market has already given us a major top, because in that case it will already drop in a huge manner. Around 20% drop will happen, and in that case you can expect a major correction is going to unfold. And in that case, the thing that I've been telling you for a couple of weeks now, that the risk is very high in gold, and very soon a top can be seen in this year itself. That has already happened, and we have already got a major top in gold, and a huge bear market can start after that. But I don't think that's the case yet. Looking at the geopolitical tensions, how things are going, And also, if you have seen yesterday's FOMC statements, then two of the FOMC members, they were talking about 25 basis point rate cut. So those things can definitely trigger buying in gold once again, and gold is something that you cannot really sell for a long term. Yes, there will be a major top, yes, there will be a correction, but the question remains whether this is the time where the correction will start, when we'll see a major top in gold. So till now, I don't think that it's the right time, because right now US is involved in multiple wars, you can say cold wars kind of, with Middle East and also with the neighboring countries as well, which is definitely not a very good thing for sellers in gold who are looking for a bearish gold. I don't think that's a very good thing. So gold, in my eyes, it's still very much bullish fundamentally and also technically, even though it's highly risky, but still it's very much bullish. And this kind of pullback, I'll say this is a pullback or a correction, this kind of correction gives us opportunity to once again buy gold, just like it has given us over here, just like it has given us over here. Similarly, this for me is just going to be a correction, a buying opportunity in gold once again. And I'm not expecting gold to just drop from here and just completely crash. Gold is not something that is going to be completely crashed, I don't think, ever again. Yes, there will be corrections, decent corrections, but it is not going to go down in a huge way. Okay, I don't think that is going to happen like it did over here. It gave a high of 1910 and it came all the way down till 1052, so that was a 50% correction. So I don't think that is going to happen ever again, because right now the inflation is high, the hyperinflation is going place because the governments are printing money, which is completely, we know this is fiat currency, which brings inflation, because when you print more money, the supply just goes up, and when that happens, the value of money goes down. So when that happens, a time comes when this bubble completely collapses, and when that happens, there is only gold and silver that is the most valuable thing. So if you study the history of economics, you will see that's how most of the civilization collapses. That's how most of the civilization, you can say, has collapsed in the past, and similar kind of thing will repeat in the future as well, and very, very soon it's possible that this is going to happen. So in that case, in that kinds of scenario, everything is going to crash, from stock market, AI bubble, everything is going to crash, and only gold is going to be, which is going to be highly valuable. Gold and silver, obviously. Anyhow, so you can see that this zone is showing some good reaction, and we've still got 7 minutes left, and the bulls are still holding the zone, and the 1 hour closing will be important. If it closes back above 5,235, then you can expect that this was just taking out of the weekends, and this is a liquidity sweep. In that case, you can go to the 5 minutes or the 1 minute, and from there you can look for buying opportunities in gold, because the higher time frame is still very much bullish. Okay, so keep that in mind. Just one candle cannot make a market bearish. So people who are thinking that it has become bearish and things like that, it's funny. Nothing much to say when I know that there will be a major top in gold very soon, possibly in 2026 itself, and also in silver, but I don't think that the time has already come for that. Anyhow, so looking at the structure, I think market should reclaim back this high, and if 1 hour closes back above, then we can look for some kind of entries from the POIs that will be created, and we can expect a reversal from here, because market has already tapped the daily POI, and from here, if it reverses back, and if we see today's closing above the previous candle's high with a massive wick to the downside, then you can expect that there's a high chance that gold is going to reverse from here itself. Okay, so that's my update in gold. And silver also, I think I've already given you an update. This will be the zone to watch. As long as the market holds this zone above $102.5, silver is still bullish, But yes, if it breaks below this low, then we'll have to focus on high time frame POIs like the weekly, where this will become our POI. But for that, we need the candle for this week's closing. Okay, but the first zone to watch will be this zone, which will be the daily POI. And from here, you can expect silver to once again push to the upside if gold also does the same thing. Here also you can see silver did the same thing. Market dropped in a massive way. We had a bullish engulfing kind of pattern, and this was just nothing. This was a triangle pattern, by the way, according to the Elliott wave, and after that market reversed completely. So this kind of candles are nothing but just giving you buying opportunities once again. Don't think that this is just a reversal or something like that. One candle doesn't make a reversal, so don't try to predict something which you don't know, which you do not have any control of. Just follow the higher time frame pattern, which is bullish. So if the higher time frame is bullish, make sure that you look for buying opportunities for swing trades. Obviously, if you want to trade some scalp, you can go against the trend and look for some sell setups. That's completely up to you, but always look for swing opportunities towards the higher time frame trend. Okay, so in silver and gold, both are bullish, so that's the direction that we'll be looking to get some good swing setups. Okay, so we've got 4 minutes left for this candle to close, and yeah, the weakness can still be seen. So let's see how this candle closes, and after that the next candle will also be important. If the next candle also revives and closes back up a green candle, then also you can expect that this is just a liquidity sweep. Okay, that can also be considered as a liquidity sweep, and after that market can start to revive from here slowly. It will spend some time obviously, and then market will start to revive back. Okay, but for that you want to see a strong candle closing above this high. This will be very important. Keep that in mind. Okay guys, so that will be it for today. And yeah, we had a good sell in gold, but once again for me this is just a buying opportunity, and I'll be looking for buying trades only. I don't want to look for sell personally. And also in silver I'll be looking for buying opportunities as well. Okay, so I'm not bearish in gold at all. This is just a decent pullback to get the buyers out of the market, those who have entered with FOMO from here, whatever, in the lower time frames. The session traders, all of them has been taken out, and now market has a good liquidity to once again reverse back. And also this is a good sign. If this candle closes below in the 1 hour, then the sentiment is going to turn bearish, and more traders are going to come and sell, thinking that market has turned bearish, because anyway everybody is bearish now in gold. So I mean, as far as I can see right now, everybody is saying that gold is bearish and will drop to 4,500 and so on, which is possible by the way, but I am not just going to speculate this kind of stuffs. We'll just follow the market structure and try to trade accordingly. Okay, so let's see what happens next. If the bulls come in and closes the next 1 hour candle above this low, then you can expect that this was just a trap of the sellers, just to bring in more and more sellers, and they're going to sell. The stop loss will be above the high, and then they'll be liquidated, and then market will push higher. Okay, this is the typical behavior of market, so nothing to get surprised or worry about. Okay guys, I think that will be enough for today. It's been quite a long stream, and I will make sure that I will share further updates in Telegram channel. So make sure you join this. You can find the link below in the description. And for me, gold and silver both are still very much bullish, so I'm not going against the trend yet. And I think if market continues to drop, then that's a good sign that market wants to give us further correction. In that case, we have more daily POIs over here from which we'll be looking to trade, and also we can get some weekly POIs from which we can look for entries next week as well. So overall structure is still very much bullish for me, so I'm not going to look for any sell trades right away. Okay, so yeah, that's my update in gold and also in silver. For me, both are still bullish, and this is just a taking out of the weekends, which is very much possible. And I also warned you actually in my channel that in the daily there are multiple imbalances, and very soon a high can be seen in gold, which is a local top, by the way. This is not a major top, it's just a local top, so nothing to worry about. Okay, so if you're a seller and if you have already sold, then make sure you look at the structure, and based on that you can book your profits and stuff like that. Whatever you want to do, up to you. But for me, yeah, gold is still bullish, and this is just going to be a buying opportunity once again to catch a good swing setup in gold. Okay, so make sure you don't miss it. Here also we had this kind of opportunity, and here this was not much, but this one is a very good drop, giving us a very good opportunity to take an entry. Here also we had a very good decent correction, and from here market reversed. So this kind of corrections are very common in gold, and 1 hour has closed below, which is completely fine. Now the 1 hour traders will get bearish obviously, and they will look to sell gold to the next POIs, possibly till this low, right, at 4,989, $5,000. But if market claims back the high, in that case you can expect that the bulls are back. So this 1 hour candle will be very important. If this closes below the previous candles or this candle's low, in that case you can expect that okay, gold is still bearish and it can continue downside. Okay, it can continue downside. But if this candle closes back up above this low, in that case you can expect that the bulls are back in the market, and we'll be looking for higher prices once again and look for buying opportunities from the lower time frame. Okay guys, so I hope I have given you good clarity of what we're looking at in gold, and for me this is just a buying opportunity in gold. I don't want to go bearish. I'll be still looking for higher prices and a swing opportunity in gold, and this is a very good opportunity if you have very small account. If you're trading with a small account, you can definitely catch good $300-400 of move with just 0.01 lot. And if you have bigger account, obviously you can take more, but just for small account traders, if you can catch the right trade at the right moment and you can hold the trade, then you can catch very good swing setups in gold, also in silver, but we are specifically in gold because silver has more spread than gold in most of the brokers, so I don't really recommend trading silver with small lots. But once again, it's up to you what you want to trade. Anyhow, so yeah, I think that will be it for today, and more updates will be shared. This, you can already see the buyers coming in and pushing gold to the upside. So like I told you, this candle closing will be important. If it closes back up, then you can expect that market can revive from here. And also make sure you do not take any blind entry. You use some kind of entry models. Okay, so I think in the 1 minute, if market closes back up, this will be our market structure shift. So if you see closing back up this high along with displacement, then you can definitely make an entry. Okay, but make sure once market breaks above this high, you also see some kind of displacement being created. That's very important. If there is no displacement but market still breaks above this high and somehow closes, that's not a healthy price action, because now the bulls should come in the market. Market needs to create higher lows and also give a strong closing above this high with POIs getting created. So that will be a good indication that the bulls are back in the market, and then you can look for an entry. Okay, but till that happens, you just have to wait and watch the market, watch the price action. And if market is not able to close above, if it just tests this level and closes back below, in that case you will see weakness in the market and market can continue further downside. But high chance that the bulls will reclaim back, because market has already given us a very decent correction in just one single candle. It was huge, $396 of move in just one single candle. That's literally huge for retail traders. Most of the retailers do not have this much big stop losses. So all of the buyers who were over here has been taken out, and also it's a good time to trap sellers like I told you, because the 1 hour has now become bearish with the closing below this low. So now the sentiment will be bearish, the sellers will enter the market and they will sell, and now their stop loss will be above the highs and they will be now hunted, so market can definitely push higher. Okay, So that's all for today, and I hope it was an enlightening stream. And make sure that you follow your own understanding of the market and you do not follow anybody blindly. You use your own head to read the market structure to understand what the retails would do right now once you see a 1 hour closing below this, and also try to think like what the professionals would do, and that will give you an edge in the market to understand that where market can go next. Okay, so this is a good way of thinking. Anyhow, so that's it for today, and I will update more. I'll share more updates in gold and also possibly in silver. Silver has also taken out this low and tapped into this POI. There are multiple POIs, by the way, in silver, and now it can also push higher, reclaim back this level, just like in gold. So let's see, it's going to be interesting what gold does next. Like I said, if it closes back up, in that case this will just be a liquidity sweep and not a market structure shift. Yes, it's a valid market structure shift, no doubt, but you have to also understand the psychology of why this has been closed below and the next candle closes back up. You have to understand that. Okay, so you should not be completely mechanical in your analysis, in your approach. Make sure you try to be discretionary and try to read why market is doing like that. Anyhow, so the sellers now should be taken out one by one, those who have sold from the lower time frames. And like I've told you, in the 1 minute, if we get a market structure shift, then we can look for an entry. Let's see, till now we don't have any market structure shift. Market has just tapped this level and is showing some weakness right now, so we do not have any proper market structure shift yet. Let's look at Wanda. Okay, so there is no market structure shift. I try to prefer Wanda for this kind of confirmations. So there is no market structure shift, and also here we have got another low, but in Wanda I don't see that. So it's kind of difficult because in this kind of strong volatile price action, different brokers create little kind of different price actions based upon their orders and the liquidity they receive. So till now, as I can see, that there is no breakout of the level. So till that happens, we cannot look for any buy entries. And in the 1 minute, obviously there is nothing to look for an entry over here. So I'll be focusing on the 5 minutes. In the 5 minutes, if I see something like this will be a buying entry. Market comes down once again, takes out the low in the lower time frame, and then creates three candle pattern. That will be a very nice indication that the bulls want to come back in the market. This kind of 3 candle swing pattern. Okay, this will be a nice displacement. Then we can look for an entry from this last candle. Stop loss will be just below the last candle, and we can trade this whole thing to the upside. Okay, so this will be my best entry model in case of this kind of price actions. In 1 minute, there is no confirmation yet, so nothing to trade right now. Just wait and watch. And let's say in the 1 hour or even in the 5 minutes, you do not get any proper structure shift and market just hovers around here, but the 1 hour closing happens above this high, and it's a strong high. I mean, there is a very less wick. The wick is acceptable, but the wick should not be huge. If it's a small wick, then also you can directly make your entry. Now this is a hack that I'm telling you, but make sure that you risk lower than you generally risk in the high probable confirmation entry models. Okay, so this can also be your entry, but for that you need a strong green candle closing back up. Okay, and you can take a direct entry as well, and you won't get this kind of, I mean, a very good risk reward. You will get like, yeah, something like this, 1:3, 3.5. Most of the time this is how the risk reward happens in this kind of price action. But if you get confirmation in 1 minute and enter based on that, or even in 5 minutes, you get better risk reward on those entries. Okay guys, so I think that will be it. And I think I've shared everything that I had to with you for now. If market closes back up, then this will be just a liquidity sweep, nothing more. Okay, keep that in mind. So that will be it for now, and more updates will be shared in my Telegram channel, so you can join this. You can find the link below in the description, and I will see you tomorrow. Till then, take care and trade safe, and do not blindly sell gold. Okay, gold is still very much bullish in the high time frame. This can just be a liquidity sweep, and for that, wait for this candle to close. Okay, so that's all I have to say for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, take care and trade safe.